Welcome back. Now to a really important story we wanted to share with you. One mother from the Hudson Valley wants to keep her son's memory alive through a nonprofit support group that she founded for military families called Semper Fi Parents. Every December, Paula Zwillinger and members of this group, they visit Arlington National Cemetery for the annual wreath-laying ceremony. Our own Jessica Vergoso was there for the special event, which Paula says is her Christmas celebration.
This is Christmas now.
Every year in December, Paula Zwillinger makes the 300-mile trip from the Hudson Valley in New York to Arlington, Virginia, to spend Christmas with her son. Paula says Christmas was always their favorite holiday.
Love decorating and the cookies and everything, so it was just the all-American Christmas that you wanted.
Paula visits Arlington National Cemetery every holiday season to lay a remembrance wreath at the grave of her son in Section 60. Marine Lance Corporal Robert Minninger died on June 6, 2005 from wounds suffered in an explosion while serving during Operation Iraqi Freedom. He was just 21 years old.
A very small piece of shrapnel went into the chest area. He survived surgery, but he succumbed later. So that was 24 hours later, so we lost him on D-Day. So, Day of Heroes.
Paula's son Bob and other heroes who gave their lives for our country were honored and remembered during National Wreaths Across America Day. Paula joined a countless number of mothers, fathers, wives, siblings, friends, and other loved ones. 420,000 wreaths were placed on the headstones of our fallen soldiers at 825 locations across the country and overseas.
Now it looks like, with all the decorations up and everything, it looks so special. To me, this is when the cemetery literally feels alive now. Everybody will be together on the Tree of Faces.
This year, Paula also came up with the idea for the Tree of Faces. With permission of the cemetery, 50 pictures of fallen soldiers were hung on the branches of this tree, just steps away from her son.
It really brings the young kids and the young heroes to face, because all you see on the cemeteries is just a name. You have no concept of what that person looked like, how young they were, how old, you know. This one just really gets me, because, you know, this really gives me the love of really how this person was. He was an outdoorsman, you know, he loved the outdoors.
And there is Bob, smiling down on his mom.
It's a smile that always came after you.
Paula says on the day of the wreath laying, she goes through a roller coaster of emotions. She begins by spending quiet time with her son, then spends time with other parents who have lost their children. And it's a tradition every year. Paula and friends end the day by honoring and toasting to Bob.
May they be looking down and looking at all their presents from above. So God bless them all. Merry Christmas.
That was Jessica Vergoso reporting. Now, many moms and loved ones, the annual wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington and the hundreds of other locations where our heroes are buried is for them, in many ways, their holiday celebration with their children. We're very pleased to welcome Paula Zwillinger to the show. Paula, thank you very much. Talk about why this day is so important. It came across in that piece, A Mother's Love, but it's an important day that you relive. Even as you said, it's a painful day, but it's a day in many ways I guess you look forward to, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's helps you get through your grief process. Every year gets a little bit, it's a little bit different. Whether you are still early in your grief and you're hanging on to the memories very much alive in your heart, and as the years go by, you still struggle to keep those memories alive, as every parent does. But to meet the other families that are down at Arlington going through the exact same emotions that you're going through, the exact same feelings, and of course around the holiday, it's the hardest time.
Talk about the organization. It's a really amazing group of people here.
And Semper Fi Parents.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it started out as a organization to support Marine parents because we were in the Iraq War. And there was really no support mechanism other than trying to bond with people over the computer with message boards and chat rooms. And it came about that you needed that personal connection. You can cry together, you can laugh together. And it actually grew to encompass every branch of the service, from every aspect of the service. We've had Army moms and Navy moms call us and said, you know, my son's over there right now and I don't have a support group. Can I join yours?
And it's not just for grieving parents. These
No,
are for people who've got
absolutely.
sons and daughters in action. You know, Paula, I was blessed to be able to have been to Arlington National Cemetery and also in Normandy, where World War II vets that were on Omaha and Utah Beach who died in service to country are buried. And I've said to people, two of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. The symmetrical crosses and Stars of David, and they take care of that.
Yeah.
The people who take care of those cemeteries, it's as if their own family's there. And if you didn't have appreciation already for the sacrifice that these people made for our country, you get it when you go there. It's really hallowed ground, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. And when the wreaths are not on, it's a very solemn cemetery. But it seems like when the wreaths are put on, it comes literally alive. The decorations, they just pop, of course, against the white headstones, but it literally gives it an atmosphere where it comes alive.
Tell us what made Bob such a special young man.
Well, he was the all-American boy. Never really gave me any problems as a parent, and I look back on that and I feel very, very blessed. And you know, in a time when we don't have the draft anymore and we have a special generation stepping up to the plate, I look back and think of, you know, I don't know what made him go the road that he did, especially when he was 2 years with college under his belt. But he was
Why do you
looking
think
down
he
the
did
road.
it?
He was preparing himself for a career, not necessarily a job out of college, but he was looking down the road as a career, years ahead of him, which, you know, I have to give him credit for. Because everywhere he looked, he saw that military experience was preferred in the line of work that he wanted to do. So he saw that as a stepping stone.
Yep.
And, you know, in a generation where we don't have the draft and we have kids going into the military service for whatever reason they choose to do so, you know, it is a special generation of heroes now. I mean, we had the greatest generation, but this is a special generation.
And the amount of tours some of these kids do and what they do. Please, you got a lot of families who have sons and daughters in service right now, and if they'd like to know more about your group, where should they go?
They can check our website, Semper Fi Parents, HV for HudsonValley.org, and the contact information is there, and we'll punt it to myself then, and we'll be in touch then.
Well, Paul, thank you for coming, and also thank you for sharing that trip with us, and hopefully more people know about the organization, because it's a fantastic one.
Thank you.
We're about out of time, everyone. We will see you back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Till then, have a great and a safe evening.